And we are back with yet another episode of R&R. It's Jamerson, Ballard. I'm the host. No Aaliyah this week, and it's through no fault of hers, of course. It was the fact that I had an issue, a conflict of not interest, but I basically ain't gonna have no babysitter tomorrow. So I had to make an adjustment. And I actually got a new client tomorrow too, which came up afterwards. But yeah, that kind of shit be happening, and you gotta roll with them punches, man. Anyway, aside from all that, man, welcome, man, welcome. It's the season finale. And today's episode is entitled, drum roll, Parricidal Maniac. Yeah, if you don't know what's going on, there's a reason why that title is there. And some of you might not know what the fuck parricide mean. What's parricide? Parricide is when you kill your parents. We in the Black community, we don't really know too much about that. Although I just seen a dude about to get the death penalty out there in Arizona that just killed his parents. He killed his stepdaddy and his mama, and he was a junior. So I don't know. I got some. I don't know, hypothesis about some of that, and it's gonna be kind of fucked up. Some of y'all might not agree with it. Shout out to the Rant Gang. Shout out to the Capital Letter Club, though, man. Y'all now tuned to the realest podcast on the internet. And I got to keep it 1,000% real with y'all yet again. Now, normally, I've done the whole, this upcoming holiday is bad. It's actually, it used to be against the law to celebrate Christmas in this country, man. It wasn't until up until I think it said, let me see, I'm trying to get to it now. I just had them. It was supposed to just be right there. Said Christmas was illegal in the U.S. until 1836. 1836. It was considered an ancient pagan holiday. So that I already exposed it last season. If you didn't hear that or see that episode, find your way back to the episode. You'll learn everything I knew about it at the time. But I'm not necessarily gonna be on no bah humbug shit. I just want my people to know what the truth is. But yeah, by all means, you want to go get yourself, your kid a gift, or do that. Eat big turkey or gumbo, whatever y'all do for this go around. But just know, you heard it here first if you ain't heard it nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't got no Christmas tree in my house. But we the spirit of the Lord is around off in here and up and through here and in me. And I hope it's in all of y'all. But if it ain't, go get you some of that. And but yeah, we don't really know nothing about parricide in our community. We don't really kill our parents. I did see, like I said, I seen it recently. A Black dude did do that. He did do that. He about to get the lethal injection out there in Arizona. But this that time of year where most of y'all be like, we ain't doing that next year. We ain't bringing in the next New Year like that. This time, after this, we going to like this. Like, look, bro, I be hearing y'all. That should be annoying, bro. But I get it. You got to start somewhere. If it needs to start, I'm gonna start right now. I'm not gonna wait to the beginning of the year to do it. If it needs to happen, I need to do it. I get on it immediately. That's me though. Well, yeah, you going out to get gifts for your kids. I just, I know a lot of y'all out there, especially in my generation, like, I want to give my kids everything I didn't have. And I feel you, trust me. But some of y'all be going through great lengths only to be creating your own. Lord forbid you creating your own killer per se, but boy, I don't know. It's like the nicer you are, these kids don't be giving a fuck about their parents, bro. And it's getting kind of bad over in our community too, because the laws are, you don't whoop your kids. Like, what? Don't whoop your kids. Now, I'm not saying that you should be beating your kids or abusing your kids, whether it be verbally, or mentally, physically. None of that shit is cool. But to let your children know that there is a consequence to their actions is your fucking job. And I be saying this a lot, but if your kids like you too much or you too cool with them, you're probably not doing a good job of parenting. Unpopular opinion. But yeah, love them doesn't necessarily mean give them everything they ask for. I've seen one little kid, he tore his mama house up. She took his phone, he tore her whole fucking house up. Broke the toilet stool, breaking windows, knocking down all kind of shit, just doing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. But there's got to be a balance in that house, man. Got to be a balance. The men can't be spoiling the girl, the women there to stop you from doing that. And ladies, if you got a husband or your dad or your man or his father is doing things you feel like is you being too hard on them. We built to take it. Men, we that's how a lot of us gotta learn is by going through something physically. If you don't, then you don't know. But again, there are a lot of laws that have been changed or are going to change. One of those in this segment I like to call Is That Right? Is Trump is like changing the marijuana laws federally so that they are more lenient, or like they descheduling it. They're taking it, I think, from a Schedule 2 drug to a Schedule 3, or I don't think it's a Schedule 1 drug, but I think right now it's up there with cocaine. um, I don't agree with it being there, but I also am aware of the fact that with them doing stuff, it's not like it's a lot of y'all want to think that he's doing you a favor. Medicinally, marijuana is going to be able to be used more widely. They'll be able to do experiments with it, find out what really is going on with it. Some of y'all gonna go in this mean that y'all could just smoke. Y'all already smoking. Look, some of y'all don't need no gas, bro. Some of y'all need to be kind of trying to save all them little brain cells you got. Overdoing it is gonna take all of that shit out. You can't remember shit right now. What's up with it, man? You can't remember shit right now. That ain't cool. So yeah, you might want to chill out on that. Might want to chill on out. Just because you can does not mean you should. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know a lot of y'all might not agree with that, but yeah. I'm trying to find something. I forgot to put this in the chat just in case somebody wanted to join in. Let me see. Copy that. My bad, y'all. You have to forgive me. Supposed to do this at the beginning, but it's in there now. But yeah, man, don't do it just because you can. No, you got to know yourself, bro. Some of y'all is way too simple to be doing that kind of shit, and it ain't no good for you. You know what I mean? All things in moderation, they say, right? But yeah, man, we're gonna get to some of these videos. Like I said, they changed the weed laws, but they got another drug that just dropped. And you know me, I'm gonna put you on. I'm not putting you on so you can go out here and try to sell it. Whoever y'all is out there, I'm putting you on so that you'll be aware that this is going on in the area that you might live, and so you know to check out for that. You know, keep your kids from getting involved in it. You know, shit like that. And they come in looking weird, and you don't know why. It's like, is this motherfucker doing something? This is why I do this segment, so that you can be ahead of the people around you, whether it be a brother, a cousin, somebody with an addictive personality that you know, and they just got to be on something. Some of y'all just cannot take life on its own terms. You got to be on something. But anyway, we finna check into it right quick. I'll share my screen. Let me see, man. Let me turn my do not disturb on, first of all, because it's a lot of messages coming in right all of a sudden. Let's see, share my screen. But yeah, so new drug hit Denver, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Let me pause it right quick. Get it to the beginning. Open this up all the way. Boom. And
a new illegal drug hitting the streets of Denver, one that drug addiction experts call terrifying.
It's called carfentanil. The drug is used as a tranquilizer on large animals like elephants.
Fox 31's Vicente Arenas joining us live now. Vicente, you've been talking with drug counselors and the DEA to learn more about this deadly drug.
Jeremy, I have. And one of the most remarkable things we learned about this drug is just how a small amount, a minuscule amount, can be so dangerous, way more dangerous than fentanyl. What you see on the tip of this pencil is the amount of carfentanil that it would take to kill a person, says the DEA Rocky Mountain Field Division.
Carfentanil can put down an elephant, a rhino, large game. This is something.
Did y'all see that? That shit wasn't nothing. That was a real dot. It was on the end of I don't know what that was. Let me look at that shit again. That shit was hella little. Damn. That was on the tip of a sharp ass pencil.
Field Division.
Carfentanil can put down an elephant, a rhino, large game. This is something that the average person, if they knew what this potentially could do to them, hopefully they'd run.
The DEA says a minuscule dose of carfentanil is 100 times stronger than fentanyl. For years, law enforcement agencies and officers with the Drug Enforcement Administration have posted photos of major fentanyl seizures. Carfentanil seizures now beginning to grow in Colorado as well.
Sometimes we have seen carfentanil, nothing like we've seen over the past few months. So
the DEA Colorado Springs office and CSPD say they have seized more than 700,000 fentanyl pills this year, many of them containing carfentanil. The arrival of the drug in Colorado has people in the recovery community and places like the Stout Street Foundation extremely concerned.
It's tremendously terrifying that we're finding more and more potent synthetic opioids out there, and people have no idea.
Police in Colorado Springs sent out a public safety alert saying there have been 61 fatal overdose cases there, with either fentanyl or carfentanil identified as a contributing factor in 29 of them.
Our current harm reduction models are set up as with fentanyl as our worst case scenario.
The Stout Street Foundation says there are no current strips to test for carfentanil, and we are told Narcan may not work to reverse the drug's effects because carfentanil is so strong.
We go with that shit again. So to make it to where Narcan can't even take you out of there, like, you know, that funk and save your life, it's difficult.
And another thing we learned about carfentanil today is that the only way to test to see if it's in a particular pill is through some kind of lab analysis. And now, as I mentioned, the big fear is that more of that drug will be making it onto the streets of cities in Metro Denver.
So is that kind of shit. So they got tests to see, test strips to see if it's fentanyl in your shit. But now they got it to where that you can't see if that's in the pills unless you go through a whole lab test. That's scary. So for all of y'all who like to hit the slopes, all my pill poppers, all of, especially in Denver right now, you might want to reevaluate your life choices. Chill out. Chill out, man. Hey, just chill the fuck out. You do not have to be high all the time, sir, ma'am. You don't have to be high all the time. Come on back, man. Come on back to life, man. It's all right, man. I was watching the Dave Chappelle new stand-up special on Netflix. That's out. Bruh said he helping the homeless, but he ain't feeding them or nothing like that. He say he teaching them all. He done spent $2 million so far, basically teaching them all to do the Thriller dance. So he gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a real treat come Halloween, he say. But hey, man, come back to life, man. Come back, man. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. You ain't got to be high all the time, okay? Next up, though, is something that's been super on the, like it's been covered up. It's like they don't want y'all to know nothing about this here because if you ate this every day, you'll damn near live forever. You know, we're going to talk about that here. So, you know, you get some bullshit, but then you get some good shit too. You get the laughs, you understand, to take with you while you on your trips, on your way to do shit. And, you know, this like your new news, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you about some things that you don't know for sure. And you're going to be a better person when you leave this issue, you know what I'm saying? You should be more informed, not depressed, solid as a rock. That's what this stuff is. And that's what we drop. You know what I'm saying? We drop solid, rock solid news. I was going to call the show RNN, like CNN, the Real Nigga News Network, RNNN. But R&R is where we at with it. So, yeah. Anyway, this plant is amazing. All bullshit aside. And I want to share this with y'all. Even though, you know, I should be keeping this to myself. I'm just saying. This shit is like a miracle plant, bro. I mean, it's been up. They've been, you know, using it forever. But, yeah. They ain't really want y'all to know about it. I'm finna learn you though. I was gonna learn you. Okay. Do this. Because it didn't do that last time and it annoyed me. I didn't like that. We're gonna play it.
with red stems crawling through the cracks in your driveway right now that contains more omega-3.
Ah, hold on. I fucked up. Forgive me. I pushed stop sharing. Well, hold up. Hold the phone. Boom. All right, let's try this again. Well, this plant got more omega-3s than salmon. Okay?
There is a plant with red stems crawling through the cracks in your driveway right now that contains more omega-3 fatty acids than salmon. Not per pound, per leaf. It has been feeding humans for 4,000 years, survived the fall of empires, and in 2022, scientists at Yale discovered it does something no other plant on Earth can do, something they called a biological impossibility. The herbicide industry spends billions making sure you never learn its name. In 1050 BC, someone in northern Greece stored seeds in a clay vessel. When archaeologists opened it 3,000 years later, they found thousands of tiny black seeds, each barely 1 millimeter across, the same plant growing between the stones outside. By the 7th century BC, these seeds appear in the Samian Horion, one of the most important sanctuaries in ancient Greece. By the 4th century BC, Theophrastus is writing cultivation instructions, telling farmers to sow it in April, alongside their essential crops.
Now, I'm all for getting this information. I know for damn sure, though, that they didn't just come up with this shit on their own. But we ain't going to even go into all of that. We're just going to let them tell it, and we'll figure it out later. But I'm telling you right now, they didn't just come up with this shit on their own as far as like these Greeks.
This was not a weed. This was food. The Roman Empire cultivated it across 3 continents. Medieval Europeans ate it at every meal. In 1288, Bonvezin de la Riva compiled a list of everything Milan consumed. This plant made the list, not as a curiosity, but as a staple. This is purslane, Portulaca oleracea, the plant that solved a problem scientists did not know existed, and the one we were taught to destroy.
Y'all see that? Purslane. You can get it on Amazon.
Sometime after 1492, purslane crossed an ocean. But when European settlers documented it in Massachusetts in 1672, archaeologists later discovered it had already been here for 2,500 years. Seeds found in Ontario date to 1350 AD. Seeds found in Kentucky date to 800 BC. Native Americans had been cultivating it alongside sunflowers, squash, and chennapods in the Eastern Agricultural Complex. 2 populations separated by an ocean both decided this plant was essential. What did they know? In 1960, physiologist Ansel Keys launched the 7 countries study to understand why some populations had almost no heart disease, while others died from it at epidemic rates. He tracked 12,763 men across 7 countries for 50 years. The results broke every assumption. The farmers of Crete consumed some of the highest fat diets in the world, more than 35% of calories from fat. According to every nutritional theory of the time, they should have been dying from heart attacks. Instead, they had the lowest cardiovascular mortality rate Keys had ever measured. Lower than Japan, lower than Finland, lower than anywhere. For 20 years, scientists credited olive oil, the monounsaturated fats, the Mediterranean magic. Then in the 1980s, a new team went back to the frozen blood samples from the original study. They were not looking for cholesterol. They were looking for omega-3 fatty acids. The Cretans had 3 times the omega-3 levels of the Dutch, but they were not eating 3 times more fish. They were eating purslane every single day. In salads, in stews, sautéed with olive oil, fed to their chickens and goats. The animals ate purslane. The people ate the animals. The entire island's food system ran on a plant that grew wild in every field. Dr. Artemis Simon.
See? So that's I'm gonna let y'all, marinate on that for a minute. But yeah, I had to bring that to y'all, man. That ain't even a sidebar. That's shit. That's some good news right there. You feel me? It grows wild everywhere. You know what I mean? Hey, just put a couple of those in the crib. Gosh, indoor garden. What purslane? Brooke is saying purslane. You know what I'm saying? Get you some of that, man. I'm finna get me some. Anyway, I'm risking getting my channel or whatever, my little episode took down trying to bring y'all this game, man. Hey, man, you see the Cash App. It ain't like, I'm asking or nothing, but, you see it. If you feel, generous, show me some love monetarily, you feel me? That's going to be a good look. And Merry Christmas to you, too. I mean, we should be celebrating the Passover or something right now. Hanukkah. I don't know. I know we. I'm gonna leave it alone. But anyway, the next thing we got is the thing that happened out in MIT. MIT. So in Boston, they had a little bit of a shooting, right? But it was like one of them dudes, I think, was like studying nuclear fission or something like that, like cold fusion or something, like some free energy, basically. And you already know how that went. It's probably the other people. RIP to everybody that lost somebody, or all the people that lost their lives in that. I'm not trying to make light of that. What I am saying though is that I don't know. You know what? Let's just watch the video, and then maybe y'all can help me come up with a conclusion that makes sense to y'all, because it might not make sense, but I'm thinking it's all of that happened kind of to cover up that was gonna happen too. But I might be, once I watch, because I ain't watched the whole thing, I might come up with something different. Y'all might help me. Let me see.
Have you heard is over for the suspects in 2 deadly attacks in New England. Investigators say the same man is responsible for that mass shooting at Brown University and the murder of an MIT professor.
Come on,
they
man.
say that this suspect died by suicide.
Really?
Now, officials say he had no known connection to the victims at Brown, but he and the MIT professor did apparently go to school together back in the day in Portugal. Tom Hansen has the latest. Tom, good morning. This is so confusing, very bizarre, but glad it appears to be over for now.
Yeah, Gail, well, a lot of information coming out of those press conferences last night, including how authorities tracked this man down and who he was. So here's what we know. He appears to be a resident of Florida. He came to Boston last month, and that's when his plan began to unfold.
After almost a week of pleading with the public for help, police in Providence last night said 48-year-old Claudio Manuel Neves Valente of Portugal was the man who killed 2 students at Brown University Saturday, and say he was a former student there between 2000 and 2001. The search for Neves Valente ended here, 90 minutes from Providence in Salem, New Hampshire, inside this unoccupied storage facility where he had rented a unit. He was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
To me, this was always going to be an investigation where something was going to break it open.
For days, the public and law enforcement had relied on these images of the gunman near the Brown campus Saturday. But a break came on Thursday when investigators say a witness came forward and described his interactions with Neves Valente before the shooting at Brown.
I think it was under an hour. That person came forward, and that person led us to the car, which led us to the name, which led us to the photographs of that individual renting the car, which matched the clothing of our shooter here in Providence.
Then, using a network of security footage, authorities were able to retrace the gunman's trail across New England, leading them to the home of MIT professor Nuno Lauriero.
On December 15th, he murdered MIT professor Nuno Lauriero at Lauriero's home in Brookline, Massachusetts.
Police said the two attended the same academic program in Portugal between 1995 and 2000 and may have known each other. Neves Valente's vehicle led to a multi-state manhunt, ending with hundreds of law enforcement officers swarming the storage facility on the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border. Investigators say the suspect was found with the satchel, 2 firearms, and more evidence pointing to the crime. Now, students from both Brown University and MIT are grieving the loss of lives they say were taken too soon.
Man, I hope they wasn't lovers or something weird, man. But at this point, I don't even put it past nobody, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you. Brother look kind of flimsy. I don't know. I could be wrong. But who knows?
I think it's just really tragic and sudden, and especially this week too. It's just like a lot of like really senseless violence.
That bubble of safeness was completely popped when we were violated by a shooter entering our campus, and I think it will take time and effort to be able to rebuild any sense of normalcy among students.
And following those revelations, Secretary Kristi Noem said the U.S. will put a pause on the diversity visa lottery program. Valente appears to have entered the country in 2017 through that program. He got a green card. Now, as for investigators, they will continue to dig deeper on a motive. Nate?
Tom, thank
Shit, Red probably knew something he didn't want nobody else to know. You know what I mean? And something else. Like I just really know. I'm just saying though, it's got to be some kind of secret Brett did not want out. So he, you know. But that happened. That's sad. But let me see. I got some that y'all probably ain't gonna want to see that I thought was crazy as hell. But I think I need to see y'all. Y'all need to see this. I'm gonna have to expose it. It's been on TikTok. I've been seeing it. But I mean, you know, you might not have seen it. So I gotta let you see it. You know, that's gonna touch a lot of y'all's spirit. Y'all like them blue can cookies. My grandma used to have them blue can cookies, them butter cookies in the blue tin. She used to rock with those at this time of year, man. Oh, man. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. It's being made in a place where you. I've seen a lot of what they got going on now out in India, and this ain't no offense to nobody that's from India, but it's not looking real sanitary. A lot of feet sweat, underarm, forearm wetness, barefootness. Oh my goodness. Ooh, you got to pray over your food, man. This is going to show you why. I'm telling you, you might not buy another blue tin can of cookies ever again. Because I be wanting to see how people live before I try their cooking. And it's cold when you got a brand That is just, I mean, because they recalling shit left and right out here. There ain't no question. But if they had half of this shit going on, boy, it'd be so over with, boy. I would like to think anyway. But yeah, this is that, man. Them butter cookies. I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna try to get them as much as I can so you can see. But yeah, man, this is if you a germaphobe, this is gonna be triggering. You know, I hope you ain't got no weak stomach, or you ain't eating none of them blue cookies.
Do you know those classic tin butter cookies everyone buys around Christmas? Well, a viral TikTok just revealed that many of them aren't Danish at all. They actually made in India. And the hygiene conditions shocked everyone. Let's watch.
Now, that's one way you could probably keep from getting some that's, I don't know how Danish, you know, how clean the Danish are. But look at this. Look at this. This man ass out. He barefooted. He barefooted too, and he digging in it. The music. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it keep going.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with a Jew. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you home. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with a Jew.
Puedes ir por las tuyas a tu tienda favorita. Ross, Burlington, Target, Safeway, entre otras.
And comfy and cozy are we. We are snuggled up together like two birds of a feather bird of bee. Let's take the road before us and sing us a chorus or two, maybe three. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with the two.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Then people went straight to their local stores to investigate, and almost every tin said made in India.
I ain't gonna hold you. I just want to see if it's true. I've been seeing these boys shoot my whole life, man.
Man.
Oh, it was not planned. He really made in India.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Right.
This is everyone's favorite butter cookies. We have the one that is made in Denmark for $9.99, and then the other one, butter cookies, made in India for $5.99. Very interesting when it comes to the price.
The tea is exceptionally good today.
Okay, guys, I find these cookies in my house too. Of course, it's not cookies. We already eat them before. But I want to check. Let me see where this made it. Product of Denmark. Okay. I'm safe.
Thank God.
And I have the small one. It looks different, but it's butter cookie too. Let's see. Product of India. And
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling-a-ring-a-ting-a-ting-a-ling-a-too. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ding-a-ding. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with a Jew. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you home.
Yeah, cookies made in India definitely took a reputation hit after that TikTok. And while the original video was just a mix of random Indian factory clips, the truth is many Indian dessert factories really look like this. Let me show you a few examples that prove you should probably stay far away from Indian cookies.
No blood, no uniform, no cap, no hair everywhere. Hair, mustache, hair, arm hair. Hey, people from India are really, really smart, right? Really bright, but them dudes be hairy as fuck. Damn. Look at this shit. I wanted y'all to see this shit. Bruh, and white, you know what that is? They knuckles. Oh my god. Oh, they ain't got no scratches. Rooster. Boy, that boy whole arm in that shit, boy. That boy elbow deep in there. He go any deeper, it's gonna be underarm hair in that shit. Ooh, they need that shit hard too. I know it's all kind of. I know he tired. They want to work hard. Yeah, I'm so cool. Oh no. You got to get the wall. Where is the utensils? Oh my god. They're doing everything with their hands. Ain't nothing, they got no spatulas, no spoons. They leave dye on there with their hands. Oh, okay, they got a spatula now. My God. Oh, snap. Oh, my God.
No. Well.
Whoa, God. That got underarm hair in it. For sure. Sweaty as hell. That's enough. That's enough. I'm seeing enough. Good. Oh no. Oh no. No.
That's it! I have had enough!
Right. And that's all I got for y'all as far as that. So hey, watch it. Watch your cake. Watch your cookie intake. Watch all of that. I would look on the side of the see where is the product before I start indulging, bro. Because I'm getting little cakes with the cherries on them. And look real misleading, boy. Anyway, that's is there anything else? Is that right? Let me see. Because I got to get on to this last thing. This is crazy, man. This thing right here, man. And I know it's other stuff going on. I'm not going to get to all of it, but these are the things that stood out to me. So maybe you could get you a show. You could talk about the shit that stood out to you. Or you can shut the fuck up and listen to what the fuck I got to say about the shit that I seen. All right, thank you. Anyway. Let me see, bro. Share screen. We here, bro. We all the way in. I'm gonna give y'all this one. This kind of a bonus. This dude, I thought he was a hero. He was all set to be. Well, I'm not sharing. I'm not even sharing it. Hold on. Y'all probably heard that, but they ain't shared it. I ain't do it all the way right. I did what I wanted to do. Not with the protocol. I ain't follow protocol. Sorry, we gonna get it right. Mm. All right, so this is about a neighbor who said he saved a woman. Like I said, he was about to be on Who Got Active. I thought, this was crazy that they did this. But let's just go right here real quick. It ain't gonna take that long.
We begin tonight with that shocking twist in a house fire that killed an older woman last summer. Today, prosecutors in Union County, New Jersey, announcing murder charges against this 70-year-old man who ran inside the burning home to try to save her.
Tonight, a months-long investigation pointed authorities back to William Ali, a retired corrections officer. New Jersey reporter Tony Yates is live in Fanwood with this latest development. Tony?
Yeah, Mike and Sade, we covered this.
Now, Tony, damn, what the fuck do you got on the top of your head, lady? That shit look like, it definitely looked like a low grade of doll hair that she just
back on July
and put on her motherfucking head. And Tony, damn, bro, she looked like I don't know, like she could be related to LaToya Jackson. But yeah, you could have found a better hair hat than that to put on while you on this news shit, Miss Yates.
25th, we spoke to a lot of neighbors out here who called William Ali a hero. Some of them saying that they were not surprised at all he did what he did. Well, according to authorities, he did the exact opposite. They are now calling him a murderer and an arsonist.
So it's very surprising.
William Ali was rushed to the hospital back in July. His arms severely burned after he told authorities that he rushed into 82-year-old Virginia Cranwell's burning home to save her. Here, 5 months later, a neighbor reports seeing a SWAT team early this morning storm Ali's home right next door, arresting him as the suspect in setting the fire.
The guy was in the hospital with a lot of bad burns after he tried to rescue her. So I really find that hard to believe.
Several neighbors did not want to go on camera. This couple spoke to us on the condition they not be identified. They were floored when we told them Ali had been taken into custody.
I can just say that I'm shocked. I mean, he's a neighbor, and he seems like a good guy. So,
I'm sorry, Baron, but look, having dogs is cool, but them bags, you got to pick up dog shit after they shit. It's like who on who. Anyway, this nigga then got burns on his arms and shit. Supposedly we rescued the woman from burning. Now they saying that this motherfucker is the one that killed the lady. He set the fire. Now I don't know if that's not impossible to believe. Nigga said, you know what, I gotta have something happen in order to cover this shit up. Nigga stuck his arm in the motherfucking fire like and cooked himself a little bit, but not too much. He was like, okay, shit, damn, I gotta go to the motherfucking doctor. So they try to make the shit look real. I don't even put it past them, bro. They going for it because they said he was the mayor of the neighborhood. Imagine that, and a corrections officer. This motherfucker on some Dexter shit.
Personally helped her. We thought he saved her.
So it doesn't make any sense. I just don't understand.
Ali's story back in July was that he was walking his dog at about 1:30 in the morning when he saw the fire and rushed into his neighbor's open garage to try to get her out, but that he was pushed back by heavy flames. The Union County Prosecutor's Office late this afternoon issued a press release confirming Ali's arrest, charging him with first-degree murder, first-degree felony murder, first-degree burglary, and second-degree aggravated arson.
He's like known as the mayor of the street.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he's very helpful.
He looks out for a lot of people around.
Oh yeah, he probably been planning on doing that shit. Look at them shoes, boy. Boy, he know who that is. The motherfuckers like she made them bitches. I don't know what I don't even want to see what she look like.
The neighborhood.
Look at this, motherfucker.
Now, we tried to speak to a woman who came out of Ali's home. She literally did not even acknowledge our presence.
So she done had some Patti LaBelle work done on the nose, but she got this shit on her head. This shit look like if Trump was black and he let his shit grow out. That's what this lady got with this. What is this? That shit look dry as hell right here, bro. Crispy even. You got all this shit going on. Y'all, hey man, y'all, hey ladies, stop that shit, bro.
No word yet on a motive. He's being held
without. She got her right hand up, but she ain't got that left hand up. You know why? Because that motherfucker ain't got no ring on it.
Bail. No word yet either on when he is due in court.
She probably fucking with one of them white anchor men, like. She fucking Ron Burgundy. She fucking Ron Burgundy at the. Hold up, bro. Hold on. Shit. That shit funny as hell. That's exactly who she fucking with. Hey, the dinner scene on Anchorman 2 hella funny. I thought it was like a game.
For now, we're live here in Fadwent, New Jersey. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Ah, shit. You know exactly what's going on in here, big black mother of Linda. Hey, man, that's my mama. Oh, shit. Anyway, that's all I got. Is that right, man? Next segment is, let me see if I can get this popping right quick, bro, because I've seen this. I like this. That's not it. This is it right here. Because I like to get this part. I ain't got the right shit, though. But celebrity spotlight. Yeah, that clap hella weak, bro. And I can't fade it out or nothing. Listen, but yeah, that's the next segment, man. And on Celebrity Spotlight is brought to you in part by Kicks, the luxury shoe brand brought to you by yours truly. Go out and get you a pair. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Y'all check those out, man. Where do I start? Where do I start? Celebrity Spotlight. Shit. There's a lot of shit happening. Oh, well. I'm gonna start light because we do got this shit that happened that we got to talk about with Rob Reiner, RIP him. I mean, I guess we could start with that beer and get lighter as we go because I like to do the bad news first, right? Rob Reiner did movies. I think legendary director did movies like Misery. I mean, y'all know his work. Bruh's, you know, he did a couple other things too. That was amazing. You know, cult following. And let me see if I can get some more. He did TV shows too, huh? Yeah, All in the Family. When Harry Met Sally. A Few Good Men. Damn. The Bucket List. The Wolf of Wall Street. Oh yeah. Brad was in there. He was in the pocket, bro. Damn. I'm not even to read all this shit, but he did a hell of shit. Was killed by his motherfucking son, allegedly. let's go into it a little more because it's some bullshit, man. So I gotta get out of here too. So I want to go in here and spend some time with my little girl. I started late. She's so beautiful, man.
We want to start with a story that really is shaking, I would say Hollywood, but really shaking
Beyond,
the country because it's the death of popular actor and producer Rob Reiner and his wife. His son, their son, I should say, now in custody.
Right. And so this has kind of been developing, new information coming in throughout the day. We want to bring in TMZ's Michael Babcock with the latest on this investigation. You guys are now reporting that it was their daughter that found her parent.
Morning, Shannon. Hi, Lauren. Yeah, just an incredibly sad and tragic story. We have, over the last few hours here, learned a good deal of new information about what allegedly happened, really starting Saturday night and then obviously into yesterday afternoon when, like you said, Shannon, at about 3:30, one of their other children, now their son Nick, who is 32 years old, he is currently in custody. Unclear exactly why he's being held, but it is in connection to the deaths of his mom and dad. But yesterday, he has a sibling, a sister, and we have been told that about 3:30, she found her parents, called 911. Tragically, at that point, it was too late. There was nothing that could be done to save Rob or Michelle, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, this just an awful story. We're looking more into Nick, the 32-year-old that was is.
So Brad was already only 32 when he allegedly killed his parents. I don't want to go too much into that because it's actually sad. The sister found him. We ain't seen nothing like this magnitude since the Menendez the Menendez brothers trial, and that was tragic. I seen the video or the Netflix special, and all of that was crazy, all of it. I don't think that was going on with this, as far as I don't think Rob was sleeping with his sons. But he said bro was acting weird. They had fell out over what, I don't know, probably needed something, wanted something. And the answer was no. And now you got to go because you said no. But they said bro got diagnosed with schizophrenia, which he probably, knew to do that before so he could get off on, insanity charges. But bro had a drug problem. He didn't really address it. I mean, I think he went into rehab hella times. Just a sad state of affairs, man. It's crazy how I talked to my man Due Diligence about this, like how having a fucked up father end up turning you into a gajillionaire. People like, not Rothschild, but Rockefeller, daddy was distant, wasn't there, and then he made him do more. So it made him incredible in finance. He started business in finance. So he can look at your books and tell you what's going on with your shit. But having a mother that ain't shit create a serial killer. I don't know why that is. For boys, I don't know about with women for the most part. I just know for boys, I mean, I was watching Mindhunters on Netflix, and it was like that was the pattern for all the serial killers. They had a mother that was weird. Oh, that wasn't shit. Or, what I mean? Wanted to live her life. She didn't really want the kid, probably, or, didn't want the problems of dealing with a kid by herself. and neglected the kid, and he ended up being a fucking serial killer and a serial rapist or something. Because he didn't get the love he should have got from his mama, basically. But not getting the love you're supposed to get from your daddy turned him into a real earner. Turned people into a real earner, man. And that's crazy. I don't know. I can only say that y'all better watch out, because it's a balance. How you treat your kids. You can't treat them all like everything. They fragile and they can't break it. Especially with these boys, we are built and designed to take pain. That's not to say that we should be going through hella pain inflicted by the people that love us, but we not tender in that way. You can't break us like that. You know what I mean? But, women are a lot different. They can't have a whole lot of toxic shit going on. It affects them differently. They sometimes internalize it, but for the boys, it's not that it doesn't affect them in a negative way, but a lot of us have this thing where you can just kind of tune certain and go forward. Now that doesn't mean that they not crap in their personal life when it comes to other stuff. They might not trust, they might not love, they might be hard to get close to. It's like other shit. But some people, they don't not make money. You can't not make money because you're going through something in your childhood. You got to keep getting it. And some of us get it harder and more and focus better on that aspect of life when things at home aren't cool. But that doesn't mean that, the person is cool. That's how you get horrible bosses and people who do weird shit in Hollywood and places where they do have power, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that happened. Man, I don't know if y'all seen, I don't know if I want to talk about that yet, but okay. So T.I. was on stage somewhere. And his DJ had to save his life, man, because he had a crazy ass. It looked like his hair might be getting done too tightly, but it looked like he had a bald spot in the top of his head, man. It was scary. It's scary. It's spooky. I'm gonna let y'all see what it looked like. The video. The audio, I can't play it. I don't want to get flagged. So I'm just look at this. Look at this shit here. Let me see. I'll turn the volume down. Y'all just look at this. Look at this. Look at Drewski. This. Ooh-wee. 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 I don't even want to stay on it too long. And he was real cool about it. He was, ooh, wee. Ooh, shit. Listen, bro, 45. And I ain't here to kind of, because you can't be, everybody has shit. You ain't going to be young forever. But, his DJ did come through for him in the clutch, bro. Clutch. That happened. But, and then the 50 Cent shit continues with him and Mano them, and what podcast is that? I don't even remember the name of the podcast. Mano, Fab, Jim Jones, and Dave East got a podcast, and 50 Cent. I guess they was talking about how doing a documentary is, not cool. It was expounding on that. They wasn't saying Curtis's name specifically, but they was, alluding to the fact that he was a weenie for doing a documentary on another nigga that he had funk with. Because, that's, hey, man, fuck a diss record. This nigga got dissumentary. They called it a mockumentary. He did a dissumentary, and they had opinion, and Brett went in. You know how 50 can do, man. He went and looked at their shit, seeing that they wasn't paying their bills at the podcast, bro. Their podcast studio, that they basically some squatters, bro. They've been in there probably 6 months. They ain't paid rent. They owe, damn, that nigga said $180,000 or $80,000, and 50 posted a video of them, him talking to the dude that owned it, because he's talking about he gonna buy 50% of their podcast. Made him say he got to come talk to him, and how doing funky with 50 is good for business. They name popping, they get more interactions. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he understood what was about to happen. So 50 looked like he didn't win. He posted the conversation they had, and with the owner of the building, I guess, where they pay rent, and he didn't win and bought the damn building. He didn't win and bought the damn building, and he giving them 50% of their podcast. He say as a sweetener. Listen to this nigga. Let me turn the volume back up so I can. All right.
Want to rent it, and I said, okay, fine, right? He's been saying this for since October, and so he keeps trying to build it, but he won't sign the lease. He's like, I don't like these terms. I want 6 months of build out, and ridiculous bullshit. We also have a partnership agreement where half of what he's building now, his media, belongs to us, but he won't tell us how much he's making and doing all these things. So half of the content he's creating, if you want to buy that too, I'll sell you half the company. He's not a business. He's insane. To me, it's worth very little to nothing. But if it works out for you.
He said, I own half of what he's doing now, but he won't tell me how much he's making, how much, So, but if you want half of that, or whatever, I'll sell that to you too as a sweetener.
That's bullshit. We also have a partnership agreement where half of what he's building now, his media, belongs to us. But he won't tell us how much he's making and doing all these things. So half of the content he's creating, if you want to buy that too, I'll sell you half the company. He's not a business. He's insane. To me, it's worth very little to nothing. But if it works out for you, I just throw that in as a sweetener. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is he signed a lease with me. Right now he owes, I'm going to say it in a short way, at least $80,000, if not $180,000. The monthly rent on the old lease.
This is actually insane, you guys. You know how much your landlord has to hate you for this to happen? So much so that he's talking to you.
They so far behind, boy. The owner I don't care. You want the building? Take the building and the half of what they building. I don't want it. It's worth little to nothing to me. And 50 bet. Let me get that. Hey, I'm not really. If you can do what you need to do without an investor, do that. The longer you can keep from having an investor, the better, because as soon as you get an investor, you think your shit is yours now. Your shit damn near, you now you got a boss. Because, you don't work for yourself no more. You work for the investor. And that shit is not what it sounds like it's cracked up to be. Not for me anyway. I don't like it. That's why I don't take help. I don't want no investor. I don't look. Keep your shit. Look, because I'm gonna work at the pace that I'm working. I don't need nobody. I don't like people trying to crack the whip on me and tell me to move faster and do this or do that the way they feel like I should do it. That's why I started my own shit. I don't have to go through that. But you get an investor in there, all of that shit is different again. So 50 on half they shit. They can keep the beef going now. It said so they can keep getting views, but it's like Jim Jones. He made them go pay their rent by embarrassing them. They like shit. He wouldn't pay the $200 or something. Anytime you need me to get them to pay rent, you let me know. But they either gonna have to find a new building or hit about half their production. So that's a cold game, bro. And then I don't know if y'all seen the fight, man. If y'all haven't, I'm finna play the highlights. What fight do you say? What fight? The Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight. Now, I didn't even know this was happening. Last time I checked, Gervonta Davis was supposed to be fighting, and I guess he checked out because you know, with some fuck shit going on, and Brett wasn't finna not box the way he know how to box in order to let them win or whatever in the contract said that he had to do. You know, maybe pull punches, maybe not fight so hard. I don't know. But I didn't even know them two, Anthony Joshua and Gervonta Davis, was in the same weight class. It don't look like they is, but I guess Jake decided he wanted, fight a real boxer regardless, and ended up getting Anthony Joshua. And Anthony told him, I'm going to take your soul in that ring. He said, you can't do that. Only God can do that. He said, I figured you would say that. Let me share my screen. Y'all can see what I'm seeing. Oh, Lord. It was pretty funny, though. And he got in that ring, boy. And he was running. He was running here to there and over there because bro, I guess told him he didn't take the money, or he took the money, but he went back on his word.
And he looks a little frustrated here. Look at it really. Right hand by Joshua. He's landing punches. What is this?
Shit,
I mean, they're both Joshua, but it's the referee is Jake Paul that's doing this.
Rough tactics gotta stop, okay? The fans didn't pay to see this crap, okay?
Amen.
You're gonna fight, but fight within the rules.
Paul's hands are down. Paul unwinds and catapult right hand to the left by Paul. Paul looking to make it a fight now.
Anthony Joshua. There's a big left now.
Text messages are lighting up. Joshua continues to Joshua, the predator. Counter right. There's the right hand. Jake Paul goes down again. He's tired. He's moving them feet like he was in the early rounds. Right uppercut. It's amazing that Paul is still standing, taking the right uppercut. Big shot at the moment. Not that much is going to happen. And it almost, there's a left hook. Down goes Paul.
6, 7, 8, 9.
You know, I give Jake Paul credit for stepping in there in the first place, going 6 rounds. All those people that says if this doesn't get past the first round, it's a loss for Anthony Joshua. He did what he was supposed to do, but we also
and that's another thing too, because it's like, bro, you didn't got in here with this dude. This ain't no real win for Anthony Joshua. You was supposed to do that. That's this is what you do for a living. He didn't hang with you at all. you look like a weenie. So it's really like a lose-lose for Anthony. You know, because even though he won, like if he was supposed to do that, so that ain't necessarily nothing we ain't impressed with that. But the fact that he got 7 teeth knocked out and his jaw broken in 2 places, bro said he threw. He said he don't want to fight no more. Jake Paul is retiring. He said he's cool. He learned his lesson. He had to find it. He had to find himself in there. He had to find his teeth, his dignity. He had to find himself.
It's not just physical. I got to take your soul in the ring.
Only person that can do that is God.
I knew he was going to say that.
Real fucked up. But will you take care of me forever and ever?
3 in the morning. I can't sleep. My jaw's busted. They wired it up a couple hours ago and it hurts every time I move my mouth. I lost tonight. I gave everything and I still lost. Feels like I let everyone down. I'm not unbreakable.
Well, what everyone wanted to see, Jake Paul knocked out of boxing. Anthony Joshua did it. And he really punched his teeth away with him. I mean, damn, you just got knocked out by Debo AJ. That's what happened with Jake. It looked like somebody fooled him to get in there with AJ because the way he was fighting before the fight, I was wondering what the hell he was thinking going from 10.
Yeah, he knocked his chin off. Bro, whole chin discombobulated. And nigga chin falling off the bone, boy. Damn. That's a cold way to go, boy. If you're going to go out, you got to go out like a different way. And last but not least, celebrity spotlight, we got Terrence Crawford is saying that he's retiring from boxing. He's retiring from boxing and he's going out on top 42-0. Brandon set all kind of records. He didn't jump to 3 weight classes after he whoops Errol Spence. And Errol Spence was my guy. I ain't gonna lie. Before I didn't even know who Bud Crawford was until he got in the ring and whooped on Errol Spence like that. It felt so bad, boy. Errol Spence Jr. Daddy probably like, you got to change your name. You can't be Errol Spence no more. You got to be Joseph or something, nigga. Can't work my nigga, your ass be like that, boy. He beat the name off that nigga, man. And then went up 3 weight classes and whooped on Canelo. And they keep talking like rematch. Bro, I don't want no motherfucking rematch with that, man. He said it. He don't want no rematch. There wasn't no rematch clause. He didn't want no rematch. Turkey and them mad because they ain't gonna get their money back now. He retiring. I guess they was trying to do too much to get the man to keep the motherfucking belts and shit. He's like, man, y'all should be paying me to pay these belts. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I'm good. I'm good. So congratulations to Crawford, man, for going out on top. That's how you go out if you're gonna go out. Not like that. Not on the bottom. Not getting your ass whooped out of it. That ain't cool. But yeah, that is all I got for Celebrity Spotlight. The next thing I got is who got no. Don't be a weirdo. So don't be a weirdo. We got some weird shit going on, y'all. This shit is some grade A weird shit. I wish it wasn't going on like this, but it was another group that was on some weird shit too. And I kind of feel like this went out because he was by himself and he using AI as a former teacher, I think, or like, I don't know if it's he in the church, but his dad work at the church. But he a coach. Yeah, this motherfucker here weird as hell.
Mesquite police say a former teacher used AI, artificial intelligence, to come up with a child grooming plan before he was arrested.
32-year-old Mathan Lau is facing a grooming charge related to time he spent at the Christian Center of Mesquite. While he was not an employee, his father was the senior pastor there. Fox 4's Vanya Castillo has more now on how AI was involved with his search.
Hi, Heather. Hi, Steve. Yeah, what makes this case so interesting is what you just said, how artificial intelligence was used to allegedly groom this teen girl. Now, I sat down with a criminologist to get a better understanding of how this works.
Whenever somebody says, well, I met him or I met her at church, and therefore it must be somebody that's safe, right? So the reality is that, you know, we don't know what we don't know about people sometimes.
A police affidavit obtained by Fox 4 Monday describes unusual interactions between 32-year-old Matten Lau and the victim beginning about a year before his arrest. Police say the victim tried out for a volleyball team Lau formed that practiced at the Christian Center of Mesquite, where his father was senior pastor. Detectives say over the next several months at the church and elsewhere, it escalated from sexual conversations to sexual contact. The affidavit says at some point, Lau began discussing how to kill someone, saying, quote, he always had an assault rifle, pistol, and knife on him, and more than once hugged her and, quote, ensured that her hands touched his gun during the interaction.
When you have an adult that is not only trying to be a predator towards her innocence, but also using a weapon in order to be able to ensure that she does as he pleases.
Police say among the evidence they seized was an iPad with an artificial intelligence-generated note titled Hypothetical Counter-Influence Plan that outlines a step-by-step plan to emotionally influence the minor. It includes steps like stabilize and strengthen her and plant gentle doubts. Police say the plan was consistent with grooming characteristics.
I think that once artificial intelligence became accessible to the public, we criminologists began to be concerned because we thought that it could be weaponized in order to victimize individuals.
Alex Del Carmen, a criminologist, says parents need to keep up to date with the changes in technology.
And I think what we see in this case is a clear example of how artificial intelligence can be manipulated, can be used in order to be able to engage in a criminal offense of this nature.
In a statement, the Christian Center of Mesquite said Lau was not an employee of the church, but it is reviewing its policies due to allegations grooming occurred at its facilities. The church says Lau's father, senior pastor Kevin Lau, has resigned, though he has not been accused of any wrongdoing. Del Carmen says it's a reminder to have tough conversations with your children.
So I think it's important to keep those lines of communication open and also to be a little invasive. And I hate to say that, right? But as a parent, you have the right to be able to find out what it is that your child is.
Matten Lau, you are the weirdo of the week, bro. Hands down. Hold on, let me get your sound effect. Yeah, you out of here, bro. That's not cool at all. He using AI. I don't know why they even let AI do that, where it can tell you how to groom a person. But yeah, that's what I got for as far as that. And last but not least is who got active now. Who got active? It wasn't really not physical done, but it's a win because, with these type of individuals, you got to put a stop to it in a different way, I guess. But yeah. I'm gonna just let them tell y'all what's going on with it because it was a lawyer that did it, but he stopped the neo-Nazi from being able to get online. And so let's just see what happens because we'll keep it short.
An attorney for a national civil rights organization is celebrating recent defeats for a neo-Nazi group that stirred up trouble here in Nashville and hopes this is a sign of more to come. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. The latest blow for the so-called Goyim Defense League came when its websites were recently
taken down following News Channel 5's confronting hate investigation. Still, that is not stopping the neo-Nazis from trying to make a comeback.
News Channel 5 chief investigative reporter Phil Williams spoke with an attorney who's leading the charge to hold the group responsible for its actions. And Phil, he thinks your investigation is what helped put this group on the defensive, right?
That, along with his group's own efforts, including a new lawsuit filed just today. Just like it did with the Klan and other neo-Nazi groups, the Southern Poverty Law Center has now set its sights on neo-Nazi leader John Menadio and his Goyim Defense League. Now, these mugshots show 3 GDL members who were convicted on criminal charges just in the past year for their activities here in Nashville.
Well, first of all, congratulations, because what you did is knock him off of what is the most common domain, like the .com, right?
Scott McCoy, the deputy legal counsel for the Southern Poverty Law Center, is talking about our investigation of neo-Nazi John Menadio and his Goyim Defense League.
What's up, man?
Hey,
How are you?
what's up? Hey, how are you?
Good, man. How old are you?
10.
Awesome, man.
That investigation recently revealed how Menadio was going into video chat rooms where children often hang out, berating children of color while trying to recruit white kids, urging them to get guns and to get ready to kill. We now know that after News Channel 5 Investigates reached out to the companies providing services for Menadio's websites to ask if his activities violated their rules, it was the domain registrar that yanked his .com domains, taking those websites down.
Deplatforming these folks from things like .com, .org, .net, which are the big ones, right, is actually a really meaningful thing to do. Because what we're worried about is them having a broad platform in order to, traffic in this hate.
Hopefully, we get our website back. Obviously, the viewership is plummeted.
Menadio was soon back online.
Do you avoid in public?
Even continuing to interact with children, this time using an obscure web domain that, by his own admission, was harder for people to find.
And the more obscure the domain name is, the more obscure the platform is, the harder it is, to be found, honestly. And also it's worthwhile because it makes them expend time and energy rebuilding what they had before.
And Menadio has since complained in a Telegram post that he had 3 accounts gassed on X, what used to be Twitter, but that he would be back soon with an under-the-radar account, which Scott McCoy noted means he has to start over.
It is a game of whack-a-mole, let's be honest. I mean, it is just a nature of the modern internet. It is very expansive. You can, eventually find someone to host this kind of content. But it does make a difference.
Now, what I've heard from some of John Menadio's followers is, well, you're anti-First Amendment, you're anti-free speech. What's your reaction to that?
I believe in the First Amendment.
So the individual's name, I guess, is Scott McCoy. Because I'm trying to feel like, who the fuck am I congratulating? The investigative reporter or the lawyer? And it's the lawyer. But because of the investigative reporter's news story, they are able to, get this man's domain taken down. So that's why they've won active individual of the week. And congratulations. Even though y'all ain't really did shit, y'all did something, which it could, it definitely helps a little bit because, dude on there getting their kids and shit, trying to be cool in front of kids and teaching them, to be rating, black people and other, races of people. But
and absolutely,
all that shit is just little dick energy, if you ask me.
It's out there. The problem is when their First Amendment speech crosses over into conduct and incites conduct, and that's when there's a problem.
In the summer of 2024, the Goyim Defense League was involved in a violent attack on a downtown bar employee, as well as a nighttime assault on a young Jewish man. This year, GDL member Ryan Scott McCann from Canada was convicted and sentenced to almost...
Why is you racist and you in Canada? But whatever. There's black people up there too. And, you know, just making loose vaginas all over the world.
4 years in prison for those assaults. Louis Edward Dunn from Arizona was indicted for his role in the assault on the Jewish man and is awaiting trial. David Aaron Boyd from Texas was convicted for his online threats against Nashville DA Glenn Funk and sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. And
y'all look like
GDL member Travis Keith Garland from East Tennessee pleaded guilty to trespassing at Nashville's Jewish Community Center. He was sentenced to 11 months, 29 days in jail.
Is his gun out?
Yeah, he's gonna shoot me. He's gonna shoot me. I'm recording. That stems from a separate incident where Garland tried to force his way into Nashville.
That's all I got for this week, man. And this year, actually. We gonna go out like with a bang, right? Every time. I appreciate y'all stopping into the show. I hope I was able to help y'all in some way or another throughout this year. I hope y'all eat plenty of turkey and have, you know, plenty of fun with your family. Be safe. And we'll be back with a new season. Hopefully, like I said, we'll be in a new location. And everything will be a lot different in a good way. Because we're growing and expanding. But until next time, man, y'all have a great year. But this is Jamerson, Ballard, and R&R signing off. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and I will see y'all on the next one.